Ning. So, welcome to Villa Structura Engineering Tutorials. So today we will discuss one of the topics in static of rigid bodies. So our subject for today is static of rigid bodies, and the topic is understanding the components of a given force vector. Okay? So this is a very important topic in engineering courses because this is one of the foundation of a lot of major subjects, especially in civil engineering course. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so in this video, let us first discuss the intended learning outcomes. Okay, when we say intended learning outcomes, these are the learning outcomes that you might get after probably watching this video. Okay, so at the end of watching this video, you will be able to learn the following. So we have 1, 2, 3 learning objectives or learning outcomes that you should have. First one is define the concept of a force vector and its components in two-dimensional plane. Okay. And then the second one is differentiate between scalar and vector quantities, emphasizing the role of direction in force analysis. So very important part of this video is for you to differentiate scalar and vector quantities. So, ano ba yung scalar quantities and ano ba yung vector quantities na tinatawag natin? So, this will be very applicable in force analysis on the upcoming topics. Okay? Sabi nga natin, this is the foundation of a lot of subjects. Okay? A lot of topic or a lot of concepts. Okay? So, number 3 na learning objective natin for you to have after this video is apply trigonometric functions, yan, sine and cosine, so basic lang naman ito, to determine the horizontal and vertical components of a given force vector. Okay? Yan. So at the end of this video, we will be able to determine horizontal and vertical components of a given force vector. Ano po? So, very applicable yung mga functions na pinag-aralan nyo sa trigonometry. So, huwag nyo kakalimutan yun. Okay? So, let's start for the discussion on this topic. Okay. Okay, first is, what is a force vector? Okay. So, a force vector is a force that has magnitude or that has both magnitude, that is the strength, and the direction. Okay? The scalar quantity, which is the magnitude, how do we measure the strength? Okay? And the direction, which is the one of the needed for it to have a vector quantity. Okay? Okay, so a force cannot be considered a vector without direction. So, dapat both may magnitude and merong direction. Okay? So, hindi mo na kayo bago sa force na ina-apply sa isang bagay. Halimbawa, may hinila kayong isang object. Okay, hinila nyo to the right. Okay? Okay, kung ano yung ibinigay nyong pwersa, ibig sabihin meron yung magnitude in terms of kung paano natin i-measure yung force na yun. That is the strength of your pull. Okay? So, that is the scalar quantity. Halimbawa, nag-exert kayo ng 5 kilonewton na force to pull a certain object. So that is the magnitude. Okay, the direction, okay, is it rightward, leftward, upward, or downward, or in any other sense of direction. Okay, so you have a force vector defined by these two parameters. Okay, so hindi mabubuo si force vector kapag walang magnitude and kapag walang direction. It should have both. Okay, so in physics and engineering, forces are represented as vectors because their effects depend not just on how strong they are, but also on the direction in which they act. Okay, yun nga, yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, should be both have the strength and direction so that we can represent it as vector. So yun yung natin, forces natin na pag-uusapan dito sa static of rigid bodies over the time of the subject. Okay? Most of the time, meron siyang magnitude and meron siyang direction. Yun yung forces natin dito na pinag-uusapan. Okay? So, as shown in the figure, you can see a representation of the force vector. So, yan, mamaya discuss natin yung ano ba itong tinutukoy nitong representation na to. So as you can see, we have here an arrow and it has ang tawag dito, label of a force vector F and at an angle theta with respect to the x-axis. Okay, so in physics, it is one of an example of a force vector, okay, represented by an arrowhead, by an arrow, and with having a specific direction. Okay, mamaya maunawaan nyo itong graph na ito. Okay, so yun, i-recap lang natin, a force vector should have both magnitude and direction. Okay, next. Okay, ito na yun. Ito na yung pinag-usapan natin yan. How to represent, or kumbaga, let's dive into understanding the image on the first slide na pinag-usapan natin. So, this is the key characteristics of a force vector. So, we have 4 key characteristics here listed below. So, we have the magnitude, we have the direction, the point of application, and the line of action. Okay, let's start with the magnitude. So the magnitude is the size or strength of the force. So usually measured in newtons. So can also be measured in pound force. Ayan. But most of the time in our discussion for these videos, we will use the basic unit of measure, which is newton for a force. Okay. And then let's proceed to the next one, the direction. So this is the angle or orientation at which the force acts. Okay. So in this figure, it is represented by the angle theta measured from the positive x-axis. Okay. So pwedeng 0, pwedeng 90 degrees, which is directed vertically upward. Pwede rin namang anong tawag dito? More than 90 degrees yung representation ng theta. So siguro sa mga sunod na videos natin, we can discuss sample illustration for that kind of force vectors. Okay? But in this video, usually you will encounter force vector that has an angle theta less than 90 degrees. Okay? Okay. So very important, sabi nga natin, that is very important. Okay? The direction, it denotes the direction of the force. Okay, so number 3 is the point of application. So the point of application is the specific location where the force is applied. Okay, so in this figure, as you can see, so probably the origin is the point of application. So you can visualize it by probably imagining an object at this point. Okay, at this point that is being pulled up by the force F. Okay? Ayan. Ito yan. Kumbaga, imagine nyo na lang meron ditong object sa point na ito. Ano po? And then, yung object na yun yung nakakaranas nitong force F na ito. Okay? Okay. So, yun. That is the physical application of forces. Yung pag-aaralan natin. Not just the graph, but also in real life application. Okay? Imagine you are trying to apply that force on this object at this specific point of application. So the point of application probably may represent the object itself where the force is applied. Okay? Yun nga, kaya nga tayo nagde-draw ng free body diagram, FBD. Okay? Pag hindi nyo nakita yung point of application, yun, usually yun yung lagi nating pinifigure out, binivisualize the free body diagram. So you can locate the point of application or the location where the force is applied. Okay, so the number 4 is the line of action. So the line of action is the imaginary line along which the force acts. Okay, so as you can see in the figure, it is represented by this red dash line. Okay, yan, red dash line, yun yung imaginary line which the force acts. Okay, yan, kumbaga yan yung point of, or yan yung line kung saan nag-act yung force natin. You can, the force can be translated on that line. Okay? So, kung gusto nyo i-analyze yung, halimbawa, yung point ng application, pwede yan dyan. Or gusto nyo naman i-analyze yung point within the line, pwede rin yun. it's almost the same effect. Okay. Okay, so those are the 4 characteristics of a force vector. So next is the representation of force vector. So in this part, we will now summarize on how you can represent a force vector using a figure and also using what we have tackled about its characteristics. Okay? So a force vector is typically represented as an arrow in diagrams. So where the length of the arrow represents the magnitude. So not necessarily naman na halimbawa mag-create kayo ng diagram, halimbawa ng force diagram, free body diagram, is naka-scale yung pag-draw nyo nung force. Ano? Kumbaga, halimbawa, it is not necessarily to scale it properly. In creating free body diagram, we just create an approximate length of the arrow. Okay? But if you will be using graphical method in analyzing force vector, so in that case, it is necessary that you have to draw the forces or the length of the arrow, from this point up to the arrowhead using a proper scale. Okay? So there are different methods in analyzing vectors. Ano po? One is graphical method. But in static of rigid bodies, we will not be using graphical method. Kasi nga, medyo matagal yung proseso na yun and kailangan yung i-draw to scale yung mga forces. Okay? Okay. So, yun. You will be using yung yung numerical solutions natin dito sa static of rigid bodies. So, next representation of vector is the arrowhead. So, the arrowhead indicates the direction. Okay, yun. Ito na yun, yung direction ng natin so that it can become a force vector. It is important to specifically add the direction of the force. So, let's say for example, we have force F having a magnitude of 90 kilonewtons. So, acting in this line, okay, sabihin natin, meron yung line of action. So, now, hindi natin alam kung papunta ba, going up ba siya or going down. Sloping upward or sloping downward yung force na yun. So, we cannot consider it as a force vector without the sign. So, it's important to place this arrowhead always. Okay, kung saan papunta yung force, kung saan directed yung force. So, very important. Kasi yung effect niya dun sa body na kinoconsider natin is mag-iiba-iba. O syempre, halimbawa, yan yung angle. Specific na yung angle niya. Ngayon, hindi nyo na-indicate yung direction ng force. Imbis na pataas, nagawa ninyo is pababa. So, iba yung magiging effect dun sa body. You know? So, imbis na mag-move forward siya, it will move backward. Okay? Backward and to the left. Okay? So that is the arrowhead. So next is the tail. The tail represents the point of application. Okay? Yun. So kanina na-discuss na rin naman natin ito, yung point of application ng force. Okay? So in this example, our point of application is at this point. At the point of the origin. Okay? Ayan. So very important yung point of application. Okay? Just like the arrowhead and the length. Maintindihan nyo yan in the next coming topics. Okay? So let's proceed. Now you can create a representation of force vector. Okay? There is magnitude, the strength of the force, and then the direction, the arrowhead, the point of application, and also the angle it is making from a specific line of axis. Okay? Okay, next natin. So, the mathematical representation of the force. So, in here, we will discuss how we will represent the force in or as an expression, as a numerical expression, mathematical expression, while we are solving. Okay? So, a force F acting in two-dimensional plane can be expressed in component form using trigonometry. Okay, so this is one of the mathematical representation for the force. So the force F is simply equal to, it looks like a coordinate system. There is an x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay, so Fx represents the x component of the force and Fy represents the y component of the force, the horizontal and the vertical component. So ito yun. As you can see, Fx here is defined as F cosine of theta, the horizontal component. Okay? And Fy is F sine theta, the vertical component. So, in three-dimensional space, a force vector can be written as ito. F is equal to ayan, the horizontal component, the vertical component, and the z component, where the force has components along x, y, and z axis. Okay? Ayan. So, the component of a 2D vector, dito makita nyo kung paano na-derive yung formula for Fx and for Fy. Okay? So, the components of a given force refer to the perpendicular forces that add up vectorially to produce the original force. Okay? So, these are typically resolved along two orthogonal axes such as the horizontal x-axis and the vertical y-axis in a Cartesian coordinate system. So, as you can see in the figure, here is the vector force F at an angle theta. So, ito na yun, madiderive nyo dito yung kung paano nakuha yung formula kanina na Fx is equal to F of cosine theta. And Fy is F of sine theta. Okay? Ito yung Fy natin. Ito yung vertical component of F. And the horizontal component of F, ito yun, Fx. Okay? Yung kulay purple and yung kulay green, yung vertical component. Okay? So, using just basic trigonometry for this one. Kaya nyo na yan. So, the magnitude of 4F of F represents the hypotenuse of the force. Okay? Kumbaga, the hypotenuse of the triangle, the right triangle here. So that you can derive the formula for Fx and Fy. So, kaya nyo yan. Ito yun. Ganun pa rin. So, resolving a force into components. Yan. If a force F acts at an angle theta from the horizontal, it can be broken down into, ayan, horizontal and vertical component. Horizontal is Fx, F cosine theta, which acts along the x-axis and represents the force influence in the horizontal direction. Ibig sabihin, ito yun. Ito. Kumbaga, the horizontal component, if we have an object here, it is the force vector that is acting on the body horizontally, okay, due to force F. So, yun yung represents the force influence in the horizontal direction. So, ibig sabihin, kung sa ano nyo, from the illustration, makikita natin, kung nasaan yung arrowhead ng force F, dun din, ipoproject nyo lang yan downward, dun din papunta yung arrowhead ng horizontal component niya. You know? Okay, same as to the y-axis. So, ito yung arrowhead ng force F, yan, project nyo lang yan sa y-axis. So, papunta rin dyan yung arrowhead ng vertical component Fy. So, the vertical component Fy acts along the y-axis. So, it represents the force influence in the vertical direction. So, ibig sabihin, sa case na ito, kung nandito yung object, yung magiging effect ng force F due to its vertical component will be upward. So, kaya yung movement ng object dito sa point of application nito, due to the force F, will be, ayan, makikita nyo naman, ano, going up to the right. Okay? Ayan, going up and to the right. Okay? So, ganun lang. Okay, sample problem tayo dito. Okay, ito yung sample problem natin. So, determine the component of a given force vector. So, almost the same figure as what we have used in the discussion. Okay, so we have a force vector F, 90 kilonewtons, and it is applied at this point at an angle of 30 degrees from the horizontal x-axis. Okay, ayan, very basic siya. So, to get the horizontal component, just drop the arrowhead perpendicularly to the x-axis and then draw the arrow from the point of application to that point where you drop the line of the arrowhead, same as to the y-axis. Okay, so in this part, you can directly use the formula Fx is equal to F cosine of 30 degrees. Okay, and Fy is equal to F sine of 30 degrees. Okay? Yan, dito kasi yung angle niya, di ba? Yan, ito yung angle natin, di ba? Okay, para mas maunawaan niyo yung solution nitong pag-resolve natin ng horizontal and vertical component of the force.